Hi, so I'm with the team from the University of Puerto Rico-Mayaguez, and we are at the student competition for NSPS in 2018. I'm going to start by asking them to introduce themselves.
My name is Norberto Martinez.
My name is Gilbert Ramos.
My name is Hector Ramos.
My name is Joshua Casiano.
Mark Rivera.
And Jan Figueroa.
So this was kind of an interesting project for you because you had two ladies who came through Puerto Rico and did a little bit of damage. So probably from the time you signed up to do this, your plans to prepare to come here probably had to be modified a little bit. So can you tell me a little bit about how you prepared to come here to do this project based on the information you were given?
Well, we try to do our every procedure at leveling, in leveling like before the grade, profile leveling too. Every leveling exercise we can't do it like we don't have any idea of what we're going to do here, so we have to practice everyone.
And what about taping? Did you practice steel taping before you came here?
Yes, steel taping was emphasized, and we practiced it. When we were practicing for a profile, we used the steel tape. The difference only that over there we use tension, and we could calculate how much pounds we were applying. Difference here, we didn't use it.
And what about the compass? Did you practice with the compass?
Yeah. In so many occasions we practice with the compass in their campus. Yeah.
So did you have more than one kind of compass, or did you only have one kind?
Only in the lab we have the Sunta compass.
And was that what you got to use here?
Yeah.
So you were familiar with the compass? Yeah. Okay. So when you came out here, had you all worked together in labs? Maybe not all six of you at one time, but did you all have an experience to work with each other in labs in your classes?
Yeah, we worked last summer. We all were doing this camp, this surveying camp, where we were all taking that same camp, and we knew each other because of that. And thanks to that, we got to see what the strengths and weaknesses of each other for us to get the team together for this competition.
Did you try to do anything else to make sure you could work together as a team?
Yes, I think we work hard to this competition. We try everything, I think.
So before you came here, did you do any studying? Did you look at any books to help you figure out what you need to be prepared for?
Yes, before we came here, we use some books, and we study about beside using the instruction that we received and in the equipment that was requested for the competition. So we practice using that equipment, everything that we can, every type of leveling that we can do with the equipment that was requested for the competition.
So if we can either have Joshua or Hector point to the center of the square and show me what you did next. What did you do when you got there?
First, when we got here, we were looking for the orientation to the north, the real north, because we were given the instructions that we have the magnetic north. In order for us to begin our project, we had to locate the true north. Then we started to look for the dimensions to the perpendicular to the benchmark with a specific area to work with.
So it sounds like you tried to find north, true north, and based on that, you tried to go out to the midpoints of the sides?
That is correct.
So did you go out to the corners as well?
Verify the topo with other instrument, and we put the rod in every corner of the.
So to put in those corners, to mark those corners, Did you use these midpoints in some way? Did you use the center point in some way to get there? Was that with taping or with compass?
Yes. Once we located um, the bearing that was going to be used, then we used, since we had a steel tape of 66 feet, we used the triangle 345 to maintain a 90-degree angle, and later on we marked every 20 feet until we reached
The border of
the borders.
yeah.
Once we reached the borders, the same principle was applied to each of the adjoining lines.
So I heard in your presentation, and actually I observed in the field, that you did a very interesting way of getting the topography. And so tell me what size grid that you used for your topography.
No,
10 by 10.
10 by 10.
That's not really true, is it?
5 by 5, but we then changed to 10 by 10.
Because you were not going fast enough?
Yes.
Actually, we started with with a 5 by 5 grid, but since we saw that it was too dense and we were short in time, then we incremented it into a 10 by 10 grid.
We also watch other teams like we're moving really fast compared to us. We were wondering what we were making wrong, and we figured out that the density of the point 5 by 5 were too dense, so we changed it to 10 by 10. And include we didn't finish our topography, so
Well, the topography was finished. The only difference is that in this corner over here, with the terrain, it had more or less um, the same. Exactly. But what we really wanted to do is take the most details from the land.
yeah, from the side.
So with a 5 by 5 grid in some places and a 10 by 10 grid in other places, did you feel you got enough detail to catch the points that do not fall on the grid? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes there's an edge of a ditch maybe, or the road, or maybe it's some other feature. Maybe it was not on the grid. How did you capture those points?
Well, by doing the grid 10 by 10 and showing the type of terrain we were working on, we didn't have that much of a highlight to put or to do an extra point away from our grid. So practically we didn't highlight any point at all.
So what do you think the biggest challenge or most interesting thing about this entire project was?
Weather conditions. It was so windy, and for us it's too cold. You know, in Puerto Rico is tropical island, so it was too cold to us.
Biggest challenge?
I think the same, the weather condition, because the wings is too hard. The steel tape make a swing when I is so
So it was the wind more than the cold.
both of both.
Okay.
Mostly it was the winds and the cold temperature, and also another challenge was to figure out what we're gonna confront in the field.
Over on this side?
Yeah, the temperature is so cold for us, and we practice a lot in the university, and now have any clue of what I have to do here. And for me, this is hard.
Yeah, it's pretty evident that the temperatures and the wind it was a big factor too. But I would like to also stand out that what was interesting here is we never worked in the desert, so it's a different environment completely for us. And secondly, we were exposed to how surveying worked over here. Over in Puerto Rico, perhaps things were more dense because we have a different topography. It's more dynamic. With perhaps grid with a great with distances of 20 by 20, perhaps it didn't work over there. While over here, perhaps it could have worked.
Yeah, I need to agree with all my teammates. The cold weather was absolutely new for us. We are not accustomed with this weather, so I could tell you the weather, the wind, and dust just fly into our faces. We will make it really, really big problem for us.
So my final question, it's a little bit of a sensitive subject because this was supposed to be called a surveying service project, and you were coming from Puerto Rico to do a surveying service project in the United States, the mainland, when you have so many people coming to your island to do service of different kinds, probably not enough, but you had people coming in your direction. So was that kind of a funny paradox in your minds to think about, is this the right thing?
Well, once we were invited to this competition, we realized it's an amazing opportunity for us to come here and to participate in another new environment. So if we were coming to Puerto Rico, we all the way around. So we wanted to get out of Puerto Rico just because of how bad the situation was in Puerto Rico, and to take the experience with us.
Anybody else want to comment on that?
Yeah, exactly. Perhaps it may seem mind-boggling, but what we really want to demonstrate is that even though Puerto Rico passed through all of these situations, we are still strong, and we still can make a pretty good effort if we put our minds to it.
Anybody else want to say anything about that? All right. Well, thank you very much for your time with us, and good luck with the competition.